winter I can swap my surfboard for my snowboard. And up here in the mountains, the same issues about climate change are still on everyone's minds.
My name's Rob Davis. I'm a geophysicist by profession. I did a PhD in Oxford a few years ago. I've been a keen snowboarder since 1989. The first time I went to Val d'Isère and Tignes, I met one other snowboarder, so that gives you some idea how long I've been in this game. And I've always been very interested in meteorology and the mountain environment, and some years ago I wrote a small website called snowforecast.com. It has about 120,000 users each day in the winter, and it's only become so popular because where people ski and snowboard is becoming quite an uncertain thing, and the more information they get, the more chance they've got to arrive in great conditions, such as we've got here right now. I think the thing that's most sobering is that back when I first started this sport, I used to meet older skiers in the French Alps and stuff, and they were already telling me that back in 1989, 1990, conditions were nothing like as good as when they remember it, when they were younger. So I think we're seeing a steady deterioration in conditions. And perhaps the most concrete evidence of that is that it's almost impossible to fund low elevation ski developments in the European Alps anymore, because the banks simply won't loan money to people to embark on such risky ventures, because they don't see a future for low altitude skiing. And I think if the banks are worried, then we should all be worried.
Up here towards the head of the Arolla Valley, we do have three glaciers which are well worth studying: the lower Arolla Glacier, upper Arolla Glacier, and the Chirrenouv Glacier. Because the access to these glaciers is relatively easy, we have found over the years that many British universities come and do field work on and around these glaciers. The results of these studies are showing that our glaciers are retreating rather quickly. Myself, having been here since 1962, I have actually seen a period when our glaciers did advance. A glacier which advances, of course, thickens up, but now, unfortunately, all of them are retreating very, very quickly. Obviously, the amount of water which is going into the seas is increasing, which means that low-level, low-lying towns, islands, could eventually be swamped. In addition, because of rising temperatures, water expands when it is heated up. So a slight rise in the temperature of the ocean can also lead to a higher sea level. Ice which is already floating, a big iceberg which is already floating around in the ocean, will not, when it melts, lead to an increase in the level. It is ice, glaciers which are on the land. If they melt, then they will lead to an increase in the sea level, but not those which are already floating on the sea. Archimedes' principle.
So for all the usual reasons, we decided to fly to the Alps. Time, money. But I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. We're here in Geneva Airport. The plane's been delayed. There's been loads of security checks. And it seems like there's more than one reason not to fly.